Hello, and thank you for checking out my most recent video. This video here is going to be a time lapse of my most recent 30-minute challenge. If people like these, I'll post more. It's kind of a rough sketch. I just going for a basic idea and here to get some practice and warm up to drawing a concept. In this, I'm going to be doing a drawing of a little girl hugging a robot. The inspiration of this comes from the short story Robbie from the book I, Robot, originally written by Isaac Asimov. Back originally in around the 1940s, and he revised it in the 1950s. It's one of the earlier and definitely one of the greatest science fictions out there. If you get a chance, pick it up, read it. The narrator on Audible's pretty good. He does a good portrayal of each of the characters and really brings you into the story. Check it out. It's really good. Now here in the image we have Robbie the robot hugging the little girl that he has been charged to take care of. He acts kind of a big brother figure who always is there for her, given that her wealthy parents are almost never there, leaving her to the robot's care most of the time. The father is a wealthy businessman who lives out in the country, comes home in the evenings, just wants to eat dinner, read his paper, head to bed, and go about his life. The mother is kind of a meddling sort. She's more interested in the social goings-ons in town, heading out to whatever major events going on and that sort of thing, rather than actually keeping an eye on her daughter. So the father thought that he would buy this robot to help keep an eye on her and watch over her. As time goes on, she gets more and more attached to the robot, and they're just become the bestest of best friends. It's really interesting in this portion on here the way Asimov writes the robot, because he is incapable of talking. Asimov thought that it would be more difficult to make a robot that can express itself vocally than it would be just to have emotions. So here we have Robbie. He goes around, he pantomimes through hand gestures, arm gestures, hanging his head when he gets scorned, or acting excited when he wants to do a specific thing. Kind of like having a very, very, very intelligent dog. The little girl and him play a lot of games and have a good time. As the story goes on, the mother just dislikes how much her daughter is becoming attached to this machine. Figuring that it's a machine and she's not spending time with children, it's just all the time with the machine. Not that any of us ever heard that before, probably growing up. But anyways, as goes on, she pressures the father to get rid of it, and he does. Too much of the chagrin and heartbreak of their daughter. They then lie to her where the robot goes, that they went off to do something, and she constantly goes out to try to look for it. As the story goes on, they try to get a dog, move to a city, distract her from all those various things. And as they go to the city, they head to a museum where the character Susan Calvin is introduced. Susan is a robot psychologist, but at this time she's only a teenager, and she sees the little girl talking to the very first speaking robot, and she asks the question, "Where's Robbie?" which causes the robot to break down because it just cannot handle the type of questions that address things on a more emotional basis like that. I'll let you, if you're interested, take a look at the book and read more of it. It's a fantastic story, and it's a fantastic collection of stories. So I won't spoil how it ends with the relationship between Robbie and the girl and what ends up happening. If you enjoyed this and want to see more of these, comment, like, subscribe, and let me know what you think. Also, I'll be posting my DeviantArt and Tumblr links down below in the About. Also, somewhere on the screen, I'll put a notation so you can hop over there and take a look at my other art. I kind of like doing this. It takes a little bit of time, but it'll give you guys a little view of how I do things on my end. Thank you for taking the time to check it out. Have yourself a good day and better tomorrow.